Friday night, so we're gonna do our normal show. Everything is peachy, just switching up for Mr. excuse me, Three's company over here has a bar shift tomorrow evening, so
That's right, Mr. Flemmy. Mr. Flemmy. Hold on, I gotta go hock a loogie. Go ahead.
I didn't have all day to prepare my voice, so yeah.
me, mo. Yeah, come on. Well, drink some honey. No. Yeah, but I just went with Three's Company because at the bar I put that on. We were listening to music, but I had that on mute, and we just watched. It was really odd to see Three's Company because it was just the clothes were hysterical and like I don't know, and like people were actually having arguments debating whether they liked it or not. So like it stirred a debate among the people that had nothing to do with politics, nothing to you know what I mean, like.
That's
human beings were discussing and debating in a friendly manner Three's Company, and for it seemed not bad, you know.
I'm down with that. Better than the stuff that people normally debate these days. So yeah, Three's Company. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I wasn't guessing that was going to bring us together, but you know we tried everything else. So you know what I mean, like.
Well, you did have beer too, so you know that helps.
Yes,
it was, and it was weird. The one time I went in and canned the beer for him, I helped him can it, and I'm like, I just got paid money to put beer in cans. Somehow this seems wrong. I feel icky. This is the exact like I've sold out. I don't know what's going on, and I'm tipsy turvy, topsy turvy, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
you're in a position where you're already doing 12-hour shifts, especially sometimes of the year, correct?
Yes, correct.
I mean, yes, you would potentially lose money because you wouldn't be doing those 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. You'd only be doing them 3. But the fact that you would have 2 extra days off would be huge.
Oh, if I thought it was a possibility, I would be the first one signing the petition. But I just don't think it's a possibility, so I would never get my hopes up, and I'm just going to not give it to anybody else either. So,
well,
take that.
See, it doesn't affect me either because I'm already in a field that is very heavily 312s anyway.
Wait, do you work in a hospital or at a medical? Where do you work?
Yeah, I'm in a hospital.
Okay, I meant to ask you last week. Seriously, when a new nurse pops in, do they have to tell her like, "Look, you're going to see a pale guy walking around. You don't need to lure him back into bed and stick an IV in him. It's just John. He works here. It's okay." Do they have to brief him?
No.
He's got to have 2 name tags.
Yeah, not a patient.
Seriously, not a patient.
No, my eyes always look like that. It's
you
cool.
know, I do have to answer that. It's very rare. It's like once a year. But yes, that question does come up. Oh, in fairness, I look like a fucking raccoon, so I'm not surprised. I've had people say like, "Oh, some women I bet wish their eyes look like that." I'm like, "What?" Like, I don't think they look like they want to look like they have 2 black eyes 100% of the time. Yeah.
Like you kind of look like the chick from Fight Club? Or what? Like that's just real pale and...
No, it's like Uncle Fester with... what was the Uncle Fester with the chick, Elvira, with her eyeballs.
Yeah. Didn't Elvira just come out? Is she lesbian? Wasn't that the news? I swear that just broke. I saw that flash on something.
I cannot comment to that.
Yeah, I don't keep up with those. It's not my algorithm, Kirk.
It's Halloween's coming up. Come on, it's Elvira time. I don't know why it popped in either.
It shows a little bit about your search history.
Oh, mine is a random person, like the random jokes. No, like yodeling or what? You know how to yodel. Okay, and then it's chips because I wrote a joke. They're doing a remix of Chips, and it's called Microchips because all the actors are midgets. So they're doing it. Come on, Microchips, nothing.
I feel like I've heard that one before.
Oh, you also
Really?
got me to cough.
All right. Well, wait. Well, what were we? I forget. We were
Yeah, I don't know, because we started
We-
off with privacy, and then we ended up on me being a raccoon. So I think a majority of the things, like, I'll look and see if, because it usually pops up about a half an hour before I leave for work. And it'll say, hey, 20 minutes from home or whatever. And I just look to make sure it's not like 40 minutes to home, because then that would indicate that there's something going on.
right. A traffic thing to avoid. Like go a
But-
different way.
I go home in the middle of the night, so it's almost never anything. And they also never report anything that's going on. I've had the interstate closed where I get on the interstate, and it didn't tell me. It's just like, yeah, you're good.
Drop the
feel-
ball with Google phone.
I feel like the next best thing, if I had like the next time I take 2 weeks of vacation, would be just to drive to completely random places for 2 weeks, just to throw off everything.
That's what are you doing with your vacation? I'm throwing off my phone.
Trying to
I'm
fuck with Google's
I'm
algorithm.
screwing with them. You know what? Screw you, coordinates. I'm doing my own thing.
Time
But, I mean, it's not...
well spent.
Time well spent. Yep.
We got on this topic, but it's not even that reliable, because I don't work Fridays. And yet, every single Friday, I get a thing that says, hey, 20 minutes or 26 minutes to work. And I'm like, I don't work Friday. Sorry. I'm not volunteering to go in because Google told me to.
I'm not lazy, phone. Get off my back. God. Just
Well,
let me
well,
sleep
and you
in.
you could say the same thing, John, for like cookies and all that stuff that.
Oh, it's all the same.
Wait,
yeah,
you're
it's all...
you're bad mouthing cookies? What the hell?
No, internet cookies, different thing, Kirk.
Oh. Proceed.
Yeah. So, well, cookies are like information that's tracked when you go to a website. And, you have to, basically now you have to accept it. Otherwise, you can't really get onto the site.
Right. They make it so big you can't see anything else and get around it. So he's like, yes, all right.
Yeah.
I really need to see that story about Elvira. So I'm going to click on that.
It said Halloween boobs. I had to look. Okay. Probably.
Perspective, I was just a little bit taken back. Like, wow.
Look, and
But
whatever you just said, Chris, I understood. The only one I understood was Blizzard. And it wasn't the Dairy Queen ice cream thing. It took me a minute to figure that out.
Okay.
No, that's the only one I understood. So you guys are on your own on this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about William Shatner? Do you understand that?
I do know William shit. Yes, he's going to space.
Woo!
He is going to space. October 12th is set.
Space, the final frontier. Come on, that was like that's
Pretty good.
It wasn't bad. If he died in space, that would be so poetic.
I guarantee you he's going to quote that before he flies, too.
He better. And I was talking to some people, and the only theory was just as long as he doesn't wear the red shirt, he should come back okay. Because come on, Star Trek joke, boom, bang.
Yeah.
He gets in the rocket and he's like, "Wait, where's the guy with the visor? Where's Spock at?"
Yeah, it's just me. Oh God.
Oh,
I
he was
I don't know what
Spock.
I'm doing.
I was like,
Huh?
You said visor, and I was like, that's Data, and that's Picard.
Oh, dude, I
Yes.
don't know Star Trek. I was just going with the. I mean,
I know.
I know vaguely. I know the terms. I know the thing. There's Scotty. He always needs more power, apparently. And then, Spock he had a Vulcan death grip of some sort.
there was
and
the
then
Klingon guy.
there was a Hulu.
God,
Not the Hulu you're thinking of. Different Hulu.
Anyway, so William Shatner is going up on the next Blue Origin launch, which is scheduled for the 12th, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, from all I can see, he's terrified, and I would be too, because
Especially after that. Yeah.
after the essay they put out saying that
Don't fly
Blue
on these
Origin-
rockets.
Blue Origin is like I don't know. Don't fly on that one. So it'll be interesting. I don't think Amazon's going to blow up Captain Kirk, but it's just one of those things that.
You know what I think? I think this is an elaborate episode of Rescue 911. Do you guys remember? Nothing? Williams? Okay.
No, I know Rescue 911.
I don't think that was William Shatner, was it?
No.
Yes, it was. Bullshit. John,
I'm looking it up right now.
You are wrong. I will tell you. It was William Shatner on Rescue 911.
It was William Shatner.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
I'm thinking of... When you said that, I was thinking of Squad 51. Like, when you said Rescue 911, I was like, oh. And immediately I popped to Squad 51 because we've...
See, I don't know what Squad 51 is. Is it like TJ Hooker?
It's
like we're going back and forth. Our references are missing.
Yeah, I know.
Company. I don't know.
Squad 51 was... Oh, no, it's not Squad 51. Don't know what the hell I'm thinking of.
Well, regardless, it got me thinking about rocket launches, right? So we got people going up now, and space tourism, John, has apparently it's gotten a little crazy in the last couple weeks, just like you kind of prognosticated a little bit, and
of Earth.
So if one of those got through and then hit Earth, it's like, billions of nuclear weapons times 100.
It would take something, I think, the size of, like, a football field would be game over, extinction. Like
the one in Armageddon was Texas. That was the Texas. So
yeah, but that's movie. I think something the size.
Yes, I know. Wait, that wasn't a documentary? Screw you. That was a documentary. That's Ken Burns at his finest.
But I think it's 10 to 14 kilometers. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. That's not surprising.
That's impossible. You're infallible, John. I've been telling you that for years. I've only known you for months, but I've been telling you that for years. It's weird.
You were the random guy texting him.
Right. I would just drive by at night and just yell that, and then you wouldn't hear it, but I'd do it. I was committed to a mental institution. Hey-o. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. You mentioned Jupiter, and I was like, that's what I was wanting to talk about this week before we moved the podcast up a day.
You guys are going to bust my balls for making. All right, next week we'll go back. If we would have had one more day, this would be an Academy Award winning but because I had to move it up, it's all gone to hell. Thanks a lot, Kirk. All right, go ahead.
Well, as long as you know.
Cool. No, I'm hearing you guys loud and clear. The audience, the Fuzed Relativity audience of, millions, they hear it too.
Wait. They had to change their schedules, Kirk. That's hard for millions of people.
It's good to get you out of your rhythm. It just shook you up. That's all I was doing. I don't have a job.
Well, it's clear that you hate Kirk. So he's been so excited for sound effects. So clearly,
yeah.
Well, hey, Kirk, what do you got? I know you got something up on tap.
All right. So when we have sound effects, you'll know John no longer hates me as much. That's what the sound. Okay. So yeah, off topic. Here's what I came up with. I saw it was a story as a man in India, and he was named the shortest competitive bodybuilder by Guinness Book of World Records. And this guy is 3 feet 4 inches. First of all, just my 2 cents. 3 foot 4 inches. Not much of a bodybuilder. His body is pretty small. Not a bad bodybuilder. And also he second thing, this guy he wants to break the world record for most push-ups in a minute, which doesn't seem fair because how far does he really have to go? I mean, it's they have to the hummingbird film. That's how they have to. That's how fast it's the distance is so like. Come on, a guy 3 feet 4 inches doing a push up is not moving much against a normal. Come on, unfair, right? Come on, take a stand. Come on, it's not gonna. No, come on, God, don't be so. But like, seriously, my lanky arms. How much further do you have to go to do a push up?
You're right. Because I was looking at it.
Numbers, yeah, you pull it up, right?
He has a form of dwarfism where his arms and legs are shorter.
Yeah.
So we'll just put an asterisk in there.
Well, it's almost like he's the shortest bodybuilder, so he'd be like the shortest guy who did that many push-ups.
Right.
I think it would have to be. And I'm always amazed, just the amount of stories that pop up with Guinness Book of World Records. Like, everything is a damn world record. So at a certain point, it seems a little silly, doesn't it? I mean, it's like,
Yeah, it's
Guinness Book of World Records for walking backwards and picking your nose at the same time and eating Cheetos. You know what I mean? It's the point. It seems stupid.
Because I want to say they charge for the record because you have to pay to get it verified, which usually means having.
Oh, it costs some money.
I might be wrong on that, but
of course, no, I assume no. But it's almost like when I would do stand up, you would do contests, and there would be people that were musicians or just people that wanted to be on stage, and just some of them were slightly homeless or something. But just it's like, hey, you could win money or you could be famous, and that seems depressing. They're just taking advantage of freaks who will give them money. That sounds like a bummer.
I say at episode, 35, we get the Guinness Book of World Records for Fuzed Relativity podcast done.
Nobody's done more Fuzed Relativity podcasts than us. That's what you're saying?
That's right. Yes.
Well, I guess you can't argue with that.
Okay, so it does look like if there's multiple tiers. Like if you do have to submit a $5 administration fee every time you apply, and it can take up to 12 weeks.
$5. That's not terrible.
But that doesn't guarantee that you've done everything right, and they'll even accept your application.
But I'm sure they get lots of applications for people who just,
What would you guys do a world record for if you had to? Gun to your head. What could you?
That's a hard question.
I'm gonna say sleeping would be nice, but I'm an insomniac, so that doesn't really work for me.
So you would try to sleep. You'd set the world for longest sleeper, and you're an insomniac, and you would waste everybody's time.
Longest amount of time trying to fall asleep.
We know that John would go for the palest human being.
Not a redhead.
Oh, true point.
What about some color?
I gotta be real honest. There's anything remotely extraordinary happening anything around me, so I got nothing.
Okay, hey, just throwing it out there. It just popped into my head. Don't at ease. How dare you guys not want to have a Guinness Book? You're not American. You know what? Move back to Russia. That's what I say.
But my off topic was Russia's going to beat Tom Cruise into space to make a movie. They're sending some people to shoot the movie to the ISS.
Oh, they're already up there.
That's what it was. They're already up there. Yeah, I think when I saved this article, it was a couple days.
Yeah, they launched him not too long ago. The whole crew.
Tom Cruise is in space shooting a space movie?
No. He's going up with SpaceX soonish to do the next Mission Impossible in space.
Oh. Which mission? I mean, they're up to like 5 or 6. I mean, it's a bunch, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, it should be Mission Possible, because
if they keep coming back, it just seems like a misnomer. It's just kind of like, yeah. Well, the first 4, we're like, oh, it's impossible, but I think we got this one.
It's like Fast and the Furious in space. I mean,
meet Sharknado.
Yeah.
Sharknado's got to be in there somewhere just to bring all the franchises together. The fastest, deadliest sharks racing against the fastest, deadliest street racers. Really? Yep.
In space.
In space.
Space. And they all look like dicks.
Well, it's kind of cool, right? First time we've ever really shot a movie in space. So,
I think
it's
that's
fun.
Technically not true, but when I was reading the comments, someone was saying that it's technically the second movie. But I would assume the first one was either shot suborbital or on a suborbital op type thing.
I think it's funny. A lot of the film workers, like kind of the behind the scenes people, I guess, are striking because they're for like
I saw
decent
that
hours. So I like the idea of them flying to space and then picketing and not working. They're in space floating around like, nope, we're not working until you pay us more. Come on, you're in space. Like, we're running out of oxygen. Pay us more money. Oh,
yeah, because it's not SAG. It's the actual support staff.
Right, SAG. That's people who really like Bob Saget. Of course.
I always think of that music video with him now. Not Home Alone, not Funniest Home Videos. Stupid music video from late 2000s.
John, you misspoke. You said Home Alone. He was not in Home Alone.
What's the TV show?
Full House.
Full House. Jesus.
Home House. You're becoming like an 80-year-old old man already. What the Home House? Same thing.
And speaking of, think about this. Now, we're, fairly not super close, but we're fairly close in age. Macaulay Culkin turned 40. Is
that right? Wow.
Yeah, so that sounds about right.
The kid from Home Alone turned 40.
They're doing a remake where he moved back in with his parents because he's a struggling, Gen Z or whatever. And then he's home alone again.
I was going to say, he's your age there, Kirk.
I know. So that'd be a funny premise. Macaulay Culkin moves back in with his family, and then they lose him again.
He's at the bar.
He's just a blackout drunk. It's sort of like Home Alone meets Bad Santa. It could work. This could go places.
$1 million idea, Kirk.
If movies don't make $8 billion, it's a failure. Thanks a lot. $1 million idea.
No, well,
No, thank you for saying it could make $1 million and then lose $200 million. So, thank you.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming Macaulay Culkin is probably, he's got a pretty good agent at this point, I would imagine.
I don't think he's actually been in much.
No, his agent let him go. He's been long not cute anymore. Please. He has no agent.
All right, well, then, $1 million seems like it could happen.
Right, he's working for sandwiches.